Okay, so if you have stuck around so far, thank you for your patience. We are going to move on to higher specialty training. These are registrar level posts, by the way. So this is going to cover the following. So this is going to be the timeline again. Now keep in mind these dates, please. So applications for higher specialty training open on October 1st. Okay. The support webinars are coming up on the 7th and the 24th. Try and attend these. They are really good. They're free. You just have to go to the link, attend them to get more information. They also have Zoom drop-ins. This is when you can have a conversation on the Zoom on 27th and 28th. Then you've got application closure, which is going to be at the end of October. So 29th October, the applications close. Shortlisting and the interview invites will be sent out by the end of November. And then your interviews are going to be conducted in February. Again, keep checking the website. They will update regarding the dates of when the interview are going to be conducted specifically. They haven't published the dates yet. So as far as my research and knowledge goes, till last night, the dates were not up. So have a screenshot of this and keep it with you. Now, what are the requirements for high specialty training? Either you have your basic specialty training completed or an equivalent program done. All right. You have your postgraduate qualification like MRCP in general medicine. You've done your MRCP-CH for peds or your OBS and gynae. And you have to pass your clinical exam as well. Remember this. Okay. So all three parts, not just two. IMC registration, you have to be eligible for the IMC registration. Your documentation required at application, you have to submit that document. And again, work eligibility. So are you eligible to work in Ireland? You have proof required during application. So you have to say, oh, yes, I can work there. And then English language competency. You need a valid, active OET. Okay. All right. Candidate groups and allocation. So you've got group 1 and group 2. Priority allocation, again, it's going to be group 1 first and then group 2 second. Please remember, in the UK, they are trying to bring this system back again. It was there previously, they stopped it. But for next 2026 training, they haven't applied this system yet. So when we do that session, I will explain. But yeah, you have a very good chance because you are competing equally. All right. Required supporting documents. Again, remember all documents have to be submitted at the application time. Any late submissions will result in your cancellation of your application. Okay. You need your training certificates. So basic training completion certificate, or if you have done an equivalent one, like evidence of postgraduate qualification. Registration documents, IMC certificate or eligibility documentation, and proof of English competency. And third is going to be your identity and work authorization. So passport, visa documentation, and immigration stamps. Irish Medical Council registration criteria. So again, the same one, category A, B, C. C and D is where we come in. So either registered or previously registered, or E is when you are eligible with payment confirmation, but your email hasn't come in yet. Okay. Application process, again, prepare your documents. Everything should be ready. Complete your online form on the portal. Attach your mandatory documents, upload everything, and then verify your application. So this will be once you have submitted all the documents and met the eligibility criteria. Then you have your shortlisting process, which is going to be by the end of November. They're going to send out the emails. And then by February, you have your interviews for which you will be given an invite soon. Shortlisting criteria categories. So professional qualifications, undergraduate performance, teaching awards, higher degree, professional achievement. These are all that have marks in your shortlisting. Okay. For research publications, please remember it has to be a peer-reviewed journal. You can show conference presentations, audit experience, quality improvement projects. Clinical practice-wise, specialty experience. If you have been working in internal medicine and you apply for internal medicine, that's going to count. Clinical exposure adequacy, performance consistency, and career progression. Career progression basically means that you want to train in emergency. So for example, you want to train in emergency medicine, and you are doing emergency medicine related courses, postgraduate exams, and working in the field, which shows that you are interested in emergency medicine. Okay. Leadership and teaching is going to show management roles, committee memberships, teaching experience, and education qualifications. Now, this is your interview schedule. So these are the rough dates that they have set out for all of your specialties. Neonatology, early Feb. So Feb 3, on the 3rd of Feb, you've got these. Geriatric medicine is also there, which is a very good field to apply for if you have MRCP done. Mid-February, you have these specialties. Late February, you have these specialties. And then early March is these specialties. Only the rehab one, I couldn't find the date. Specialty specific entry requirements. So these are some which have like specific requirements. So pharmaceutical medicine has a basic, you need a basic one in general internal medicine, and then MRCPI qualification. You should have employment in regulatory agency or pharmaceutical company, and you need an employer certificate to apply for that. If you want to apply for public health, you need minimum of 24 months experience. For neonatology, again, you need to do the basic PEDS one, which is minimum 2 years, and then a higher specialty, general PEDS for 2 years or 1 year, and a complete MRC PCH PEDS. For pediatric cardiology, you need, again, a basic specialty training in either Ireland or UK. So they do not accept abroad qualifications. You need 6 months of general PEDS and 6 months in neonatology. Interview criteria is going to be as follows. So you've got maximum marks for CV, career, and clinical knowledge together. Then is research and audit. Minimum marks are for management skills and professionalism. Okay. Again, they've got the same thing. So you can get your specialty training fund. You've got training support. They offer many courses. And if you do take those courses or examination, you can actually ask for a refund or reimbursement for those courses like ALS, APLS, ATLS, all them. Leave of absence is not really important, but these are also options. And then flexible training options. So this is what the day looks like. You have a 4-day working week if you are looking for flexible training, by the way. Not full-time training, then you have this option as well. And anybody can apply for flexible training. Applications are treated positively and equally, no disadvantage to existing trainees, transparent and fair process. Okay, right. So out of clinical program experience, this is when you have experience from outside standard clinical training program. Okay, you need an application. This is going to be taken as case-based. If you have taken some training, you need approval of a committee that sits and have a discussion about what they can and they cannot allow, and then they can integrate you into the core training, the next higher specialty training. Okay, but this is a case-based thing. It will depend. This is where your FCPS can actually come in place if you have already done it. Recognition of prior training. So yeah, formal assessment. Oh, sorry. So they're gonna have to see if you did complete your training. If you didn't do Irish training, wherever you did your training for the basic part, they require a proper portfolio. So you have to show them everything. Evidence of the 2 years that you were doing this kind of training, what you did, what you didn't do. They look at it, they evaluate it, and then they decide if you're eligible to apply for HST programs, okay? Without a basic specialty training. But this is not important. Training progression, we've already discussed. Once you're in training, they have this continuous assessment. This is same for UK as well. So they have this continuous assessment where you are assessed by your clinical supervisor and educational supervisor every 3 months. You have your annual reviews, which is an appraisal in the UK, and that's every year. And then you have your remediation support. Usually they call it revalidation, that is every 4 years. And once you have achieved your certificate of completion of specialty training, you have one exit meeting. So if you don't finish training, what can happen? This is what can happen. So they can allow you to appeal. If there's a reason you want some deadlines, you want a further look into why you couldn't get the training or what's going on, or if you're not doing so well in the training program, these are the options that they can have a discussion on. For your resources wise, you can just have a look at the handbooks. So updated handbooks and updated guidelines on their website. That's all you need. Okay. That is the end of your higher specialty training. Any questions before we move on to emergency medicine training?